Good evening and welcome to our Smyrna Town Council January workshop to set our agenda for our February meeting. Before we move into our items for discussion tonight, I'm going to ask Jerry Short to do our prayer. And Jerome, will you lead us in pledge? If y'all stand with us, please.
Would you pray with me? Our Father, my God, I thank you so much for this day, Lord. I thank you for the blessings that you've given us, Father. I thank you for the blessings of living in a free country. Just ask that you be with us, Lord, and just tonight be with this council, Father, as we look at the business of this town. Give us the wisdom to make good decisions, Lord. Father, we thank you for those that take care of us. We thank you for our fire and our police officers that watch over us each day, Lord, and we just ask that you be with them and protect them. Lord, I just pray for the victims of that horrible plane crash in Washington, Lord, and just comfort them as only you can, Father, in this time. Lord, just go with us now, Father, and just forgive me when I fail you, Lord, and I pray all this in Christ's name. Amen.
Please face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Public comment. The town's public comment period shall be reserved for those citizens that have signed up to address the town council or board or committee at least 24 hours in advance of the meeting pursuant to the town's public comment policy. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes, and additional comments may be submitted in writing. We have additional comments on our desk on the yellow sheet of paper, and tonight we have one person who's going to speak, Miss Jenny Porter, and if you'll come forward. And when you come forward, if you'll just state your name, address, and if you live inside the town limits.
I do live in the town. I've been here 19 months. I have also a home in Laverne, so I've been here actually since 2013.
Your full name for the record, please, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Jenny Hale Porter.
And your street address, I'm sorry.
6788 Kew Garden.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
And you'll have 3 minutes.
Thank you very much. I have laid their information the last 2 weeks. This month of January has been quite an experience for our family. And basically, my husband woke up in the bedroom with smoke in the bedroom. And he had a collapsed lung back in August, and he has been under care for all these months. So I immediately tailed it over here to find out what we could do. It turned out that there was a bonfire going on for at that time, about 3.5 weeks. And we didn't know anything about it because it was cold. And because we have the office on the front of the house, I didn't know any smoke was back there. So I went next door to my neighbor to see if there was smoke in their house because I thought there was a fire going on. I didn't really know, what was going on in my home, how to protect my husband. Anyway, got to the bottom of it and everything. So based on what happened to us these 2 weeks, I investigated for myself why this happened, and I had some reflections. I call it my reflections memo to all of you. I love Smyrna. We spend a lot of time here. My daughter-in-law works for you. And so these are positive things that I came up with. How can God take something harmful and make it for good? And so if you have time to go down through there, if you have any reflections on what I wrote and you would like to know more, please just send me a note to my mailing address. Oh, by the way, pay attention to the mailing address, because we don't get our mail at the residence. We have other things going on, and so we have one central mailbox. And if you don't put everything on there exactly like it is, the mail lady will not deliver the mail. So that mailing address is very important. And if any of you have ever been through that, you know. Anyway, so that's basically all I have to say. If you have any reflections on it, drop me a note. And I'm so sorry that none of you were able to come out and witness the bonfire or the smoke. it continued for almost up to 4.5 weeks. And bless their hearts, the fire department, kudos out to them. James Lawrence, he has been on the ball. He has really worked his tail off to help go out there and eyeball it. This is in a landlocked area, and I gave the town manager the map of where it's located with an X. And when the scientists went out there yesterday, they have no trespassing up on their project.
3 minutes, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay. Dave, Ms. Porter had sent us all an email, I think. Do you all remember getting that? And Dave responded that, that he would look into it, and I think you sent James out to the property. So I'm not sure that a bonfire was exactly what this was, so can you talk a little bit about?
So you've got a development occurring adjacent to Ms. Porter's neighborhood. So they're clearing the land. They have a very large mulch pile. They're actually going to be using that for their erosion berm, as most new developers do use that for their erosion berm. So that's what that pile was for. They had no intention whatsoever to burn that pile. However, it did self-ignite. Mr. Lawrence worked with the developer swiftly to manage that as a not as a development issue, but more as a controlled fire. Got some dirt on it. It's been out for over a week now, so that's fine. I do understand that there was a bonfire pit from a neighbor in the area who was burning at night, and then there was also some burning occurring outside of the city limits as well, which may have contributed to Ms. Porter's issue. But
Great.
we did everything that we could within the town limits to work with her.
Great. Any questions for Dave or James on this? Okay, thanks. James, thanks for what you did. We'll move on to item 2, which is approval of the terms of and authorization for the mayor to execute an agreement with S&W for traffic signal improvements at Poplarwood and Seminary and Amival and Poplarwood. Hey, Tom.
Thank you. As you know, the development going on at the intersection of Amival and Poplarwood, it's a gas station. Part of the requirement that Planning Commission put on the developers that they upgrade the 2 signals in that location. And what the developer did is they gave us the money to be able to go out and do that as part of the ITS Phase 3, 4, and 5 project. So we were able to get that money. We went to bid for these items, and S&W came up as the lowest responsive bidder for that project. And it does come with, and it is less than what the developer did pay us. So we'll work out what we need to do as far as returning that money or what we can do with it.
Okay. Comments or questions on this?
I've just got one question, Tom. What equipment does that consist of, and is that going to give it the capability of tying into the fiber network that I think is in Phase 3, 4, or 5 that you're working on?
Yeah, it is going to, once 3, 4, and 5 is complete, it will tie those signals back into the system. They are synced together right now, so those 2 signals are synced, but only during the AM and the PM peak. And then
a timer or something, or?
yeah, they're on the same timing
Right.
sequence.
Right.
So, but then off-peak times,
Right.
they
Right.
may not be in sequence,
Right.
but we will be able to
Right.
bring those back to a town hall and
Yeah.
keep an eye on those.
After ITS 3, 4, and 5.
Yes.
Got it.
And when do you think that 3, 4, and 5? Just
We have some
curiosity.
push, it got pushed a little bit because with TDOT doing their I-24 Smart Corridor project, they put in a lot of items that weren't on our construction plan. So we had to go back and do some revisions to the plans to match up what was actually out there at this time. We had to do that work. We were also on pause for a little bit as well because Middle Tennessee Electric was changing a lot of the wood poles to metal poles down Lee Victory. And I think they've completed that, or they're very close to completing it, and then we'll be able to hang our fiber onto those. So it pushed it back a few months. We're looking at end of April as a completion date.
Okay. Thank you.
Other questions? Okay, then we will move on to item 3, which is approval of the terms of and authorization for the mayor to execute an agreement with TDOT for the sharing of the town of Smyrna and TDOT-owned fiber.
So as part of their I-24 Smart Corridor project, TDOT put in some fiber along I-24 in between Sam Ridley interchange and Amble Road interchange. Also, they paid and we installed as part of ITS 1 and 2, now as part of 3, 4, and 5, some fiber along Lee Victory and Sam Ridley. So this is an agreement to be able to share fibers back and forth to create a redundant system in case they get a break in their fiber. They still have connection to other traffic signals further down, and same thing for us.
Just one curiosity question. Do they reference a dark fiber? Is that a unused fiber?
Yeah, I think so. I think Carl knows a lot more about the dark fiber
It's
than I
more
do.
just
But
a private fiber that is owned, it's, it's only if we use it in the respective owner.
Sure.
It's not publicly shared.
It's almost like a direct connection between town sites.
Okay.
So only we can route them.
Okay. Okay, then we'll move on to item 4, which is approval of the terms of and authorization for the mayor to execute an application with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for permission to use Jefferson Springs Park for the annual Boat Day and Waterfest event for the June 21st, 2025 Waterfest.
just looking forward, planning ahead for our next Boat Day and Waterfest event. It's going to be this June. This is the application we have to submit to Army Corps to be able to have permission to use Jefferson Springs Park.
Questions on this? Dave, are you aware that usually the town manager wears a woodchuck costume at this event?
And you're the first one in the water.
Yes.
I'll go with the second one, no problem.
So you're not willing to do the costume?
I didn't see that in the job description, but if.
It was any other
Any
that's
other
not
duties
listed.
as assigned?
Yes.
Okay. It was
under
yes.
et cetera.
Et cetera, et cetera.
See my
Yeah,
email.
yeah. Now, you could pass it off to any new council members as well, so Jerome?
Negative.
Okay, well, I will say it is a fun day had by all, so we do encourage you to come out to Boat Day. Okay, item number 5 is approval of the terms of an authorization for the mayor to execute an agreement with G&L Tank Sandblasting and Coatings LLC relative to the recoating of the Rock Springs Road water tank.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, the item is not stated correctly on the agenda. It should say the reuse water tank, not the Rock Springs Road tank. We'll correct that before the council meeting. We just did the Rock Springs.
I was gonna say, I thought we just did
Yeah,
that.
not long ago, so
Yeah.
I apologize
I
for
was
that.
thinking, are we getting another new logo?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
No, and this is the one that we've worked with MTSU and Motlow on. There will be 2 logos on the tank, and I don't know if we were able to do yep, there you go. So the tank currently is green. It will be white, and that'll be the logo. And I think the logos will be kind of angled where one of them kind of faces towards the golf course and the other towards Old Nashville Highway and Sam Ridley, where you can see it coming from both ways. So, but G&L did do the Rock Springs Road tank and did a great job, and they were the low bidder.
Malo and MTSU both are really excited about
Yeah,
this.
I was asked by Dr. Kraus if the Motlow portion could face Motlow. They didn't want to see the MTSU logo, so I'm pretty sure he was joking, but
Both of them will kind of face Sam Ridley,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, but it's on 2 different sides. So, okay, we will put that on the agenda. And item 6 is consideration of an ordinance amending the Town of Smyrna sign ordinance, Chapter 6, permitted signs in non-residential districts, Section A, signs other than billboards and interstate signs, and this is a second reading. Okay?
So, as we discussed last time, currently, this is kind of just updating the code with new issues that we may have. Before, it was dealt with neon lights, and we've added LED rope lighting to this section. Shall be restricted to accent along the roof line. No bands of neon or fluorescent lights shall be placed in windows, and we've added irrespective of the presence or absence of a sign. And then, as we discussed at the last meeting, this section C added clarifies the use of LED rope lights in commercial structure windows is prohibited, except for temporary holiday lighting, which is exempt from this restriction. So no canceling Christmas HG on that, and I think we'll see how this works for us.
Pulled me out of the fire.
I did. It's my job.
Take care of you. Questions on this?
So we vote this in, it takes effect. Codes will visit those violators and give them time to comply.
Sure. I'm sure that's why Mr. Santucci has explained last time, too.
Other comments? Okay, item 7 is consideration of a resolution relative to a plan of services for property located on tax map 54, part of parcel 1403. Hey, Kevin.
Yes, Mayor and Council, this is the plan of services, which is, goes hand in hand with the annexation request, which is the next item on your agenda. This does put in writing the services the town would be providing, which would be all services in this case, except for water, which would be provided by a consolidated utility district. The Planning Commission did hold a public hearing and reviewed this plan of services and did recommend approval.
Questions for the plan of services on this?
What property is this, Kevin?
It's for, currently it's a portion of a tract of land. It's owned,
Oh,
the actual
okay.
frontage is
Yeah, the
on
two
Morton
lots,
Lane.
okay.
It's just the two lots at the end of the
Yeah.
cul-de-sac there, yes.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Other questions on this? Okay. Item 8 goes along with this one. It's consideration of an ordinance relative to the annexation and R3 zoning of property located on tax map 54, part of parcel 14.03, requested by Robert, how did you say it before? Tresider, containing 1.77 acres. The property is located at Greengate Place, and it's a second reading.
Yeah, this is the annexation request. This is a portion of Mr. Tresider's property. He actually has several acres there. Fronts on Morton Lane, where his home is. He has a portion of his property which kind of surrounds and kind of dog legs behind the Westover PRD. And so he has requested that that piece of his property be annexed.
0.7, 0.9.
Land use plan would support medium-density, single-family residential in this area. Surrounding zoning is R3 to the north and PRD in town, and as well as RM in Rutherford County. The Planning Commission did review this, did recommend approval.
Question on this one?
Kevin, is there any indications of what may happen to the property that's on either side of it?
Mr. Tresider owns the property to the east. He has not indicated to me anything, any plans he has. The property to the west, I think, is a 5 or 6 acre tract that's accessed off of Rocky Fork Ironwood Road, I believe, kind of through a private easement. And I haven't had any discussion from anybody on that track either.
Other questions or comments? Okay. Item 9 is our housekeeping item, consideration of resolution and memorandum of ordinance 25-6 relative to the annexation and R3 zoning of property located on tax map 54, parcel 14.03. We'll put that on the agenda as well. And then move on to item 10, which is consideration of an ordinance amending the text of the Smyrna Municipal Zoning Ordinance, Article 2, Section 2.020, definitions, and 2.035.11, special institutional care facilities, Article 4, Section 4.010.2G, Article 5, Section 5.053.3I-3, Heavy Industrial District, and Article 7, Section 7.061.14, Special Conditions and Special Institutional Care Facilities, second reading.
Yes, this is a text amendment to several phases or several sections of the zoning ordinance, all centered around one particular use, special institutional care facilities. This is a category of uses is not allowed in any zoning district currently, so this would rectify that issue we have in our ordinance. This would basically add a definition of a group shelter, clean up wording regarding the use classification, create a parking requirement for the use, allow the use as a special exception in the I-3 Heavy Industrial District, and amend the special conditions which the category of uses would be required to meet. They actually have some, it's interesting, we have conditions that they have to meet, but we don't have them allowed anywhere currently. So this would add some consideration of some additional issues on that. This would correct that issue within the ordinance while limiting the potential locations this category of uses could utilize. The language, basically, what's been removed is struck through in red. The new language is highlighted in yellow in your packet. Nothing has changed on this since you looked at it on first reading. The Planning Commission did recommend approval of this amendment.
Questions on the group home?
Was there something that triggered this?
Yes.
Somebody asked.
We had a
Request?
We had a request, someone was looking to potentially locate a group home here in Smyrna. And they asked, and they had a specific location in mind, and that's when we really discovered this issue. No one had ever asked about it before, so it just had never come up before, at least in my time here. And so that is what triggered the request.
So it can go in any industrial or
No.
I-3 or?
Just, it's a BZA review in the I-3 district
Okay.
only.
Other comments or questions? Okay, we'll move on to item 11, which is consideration of an ordinance amending the text of the Smyrna Municipal Zoning Ordinance, Article 4, Section 4.073, minimum lot area and frontage requirements within a planned development. It is a second reading. Kevin?
Yeah, this is another zoning ordinance text amendment to amend one particular section of the ordinance. It was discussed at the December 24 council meeting where we adopted various changes to our BRD requirements. This would put in writing that would require a 20-foot landscape buffer within a PRD when that PRD does abut properties owned either R1 in town or RM in Rutherford County. There were no other changes to the approved or the new requirements. It would just codify a specific location where a buffer would be required. So the Planning Commission, again, they did review this, did recommend approval.
Questions on this one?
Only one question, I guess, since we're going to require it, when it comes into planning, would we discuss the type plantings, the spacing, the caliper, and the maintenance of that buffer?
Yes, yeah, and we purposely didn't put a specific
Right.
buffer just because potentially there's an existing heavy tree line that we could keep, but maybe there's not, maybe we need to have one.
I thought of this the other day when I passed, what is it, Shelton Square out in Murfreesboro. I mean, their landscape buffer is, if you want to look at a good one, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
They
It's
got a
nice.
good HOA too.
Do they?
Okay, anything else? Okay, thanks, Kevin. Anything other? Okay. Rex? Anything?
On the budget meetings this week, I think we've made a lot of progress. Got a few left to go.
Okay, questions for Rex on budget? Scott? Scott, anything? No? Nate? Carl? Tom? Kevin? Mike? Christie? Are you, check his temperature. Is he sick? Jeff? Mike? Todd? Heather? Chief? Amber?
Yes, ma'am. Just a quick update on the census. Firefighters are still out going door to door. I know that the police department has fielded a few calls of citizens calling in just to make sure that they are in fact
Legit.
firefighters and that they are out for the purposes of town business. So just want to communicate that they are still out knocking on doors. They're also placing telephone calls. They have some that are in-house making calls through various lists and then also knocking on doors. We have collected, since the firefighters have gone out, and also we've sent out a mass text message, one of two that we plan to send out at this time, collectively, our numbers have gone up another 6,000 residents plus. So we are getting some more traction with the door-to-door firefighters. If they aren't able to get people, they are leaving a door hanger on the door that says, "This is urgent, please call us, give us your information." So we have gone over the 50% mark, but we still have a good ways to go. So that's where we're at this point. We're still, trying to hit it as hard as we can. But I don't know if, Mayor, if you want to talk about your conversation with Michael Skipper and kind of what the options are if we have to extend it.
So we were going to turn it over to GNRC for, Kevin, what's the terminology? On March 1st
verification.
for them to do verification. And so I was like, okay, what if we're not at the number we need to be at by then and it's less than we currently have? And I said, do we have to start all over? And he said, no, what we would do is we could continue it on for another year and we would have to do the same thing next March. So obviously, if we're not at the number we think that we are, we need to continue on with the census and try to get those individuals that have not responded to respond. So as much as I hate that, I cannot tell you the work that the team has put in, the census team and Amber and Heather and Casey, y'all have gone above and beyond, but we need that number to be accurate. So if you know somebody who's not filled out their census, please encourage them to do so.
It only benefits them.
That's exactly right. It benefits the entire town. Okay. Dave?
Okay, so the first thing I have, there we go. All right, so we are going to start our spring cleanup of Mapleview Cemetery, and that's going to occur between February 15th through March 2nd. During that time, this is when we come in and we clean up anything that is old, faded, broken, deteriorated, to ensure that the cemetery's appearance is always kept up. The only way to ensure that your personal items are not removed and discarded is to take them off before the cleaning period and bring them back. So if there's something out there that you have for a loved one that you don't want us to remove, please be out there prior to February 15th and remove that, and then you can bring it back after March 2nd. Next, I want to talk about the scholarship program that we have for the Jeff Coos Memorial. And the scholarship right now is accepting applications now through March 14th. And the program offers educational opportunities to deserving high school seniors who exhibit exceptional academic abilities, leadership qualities, citizenship, and character, including participation in school and community activities. Students who are eligible either need to live in the town of Smyrna or attend a town of Smyrna school. So those who are qualify, we're hoping to see as many applicants as possible. It is a great opportunity for those who are looking to go into school after high school. The deadline to apply is Friday, March 14th, 2025. You can find additional information on the scholarship on the town's website. Additionally, we have the QR code here for you to go ahead and use as well. That's all I have tonight.
Okay. Jeffrey L.
Nothing from me.
Jerome?
Yes, Mayor. Are you interested in serving your community, as we all are? So basically, we have about 15 boards and committees that have openings beginning in March of this year, and you could apply to serve on a Smyrna board or committee. Applications are accepted through February 20th at www.townofsmyrna.org. So this is a good way to get involved in the community. If you have some free time and want to get involved, I would encourage you to send in an application for one of those 15 committees.
And you have to be a citizen of Smyrna.
Yes, have to be a citizen.
Well, there's actually one board,
Justin
also the Parks Board has a county resident, and we actually have a county, it is open this time. So if there's a county resident who is interested in serving on the Parks Board, apply. We would like to have you. Okay. Anything else, Jerome?
No, thank you.
Raquel?
The United Way of Rutherford and Cannon Counties Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program is now available in Smyrna from January the 31st through April the 12th at Smyrna Town Hall. VITA offers free in-person appointments to individuals and families who've earned less than $80,000 in 2024. VITA, which stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, this program offers free tax help to households that earned $80,000 or less, and it is a financial stability initiative of the United Way. During the 2024 tax season, the United Way completed the following: 1,634 returns that were e-filed, which resulted in $1,752,200 in tax refunds, $522,880 in saved tax prep fees. They had 39 volunteers who gave 2,102 hours of their time. And over the last 6 years, the United Way of Rutherford and Cannon County VITA program has served approximately 9,000 clients for nearly $11 million in refunds to our community. So if you are in need of assistance with getting your taxes done and you made $80,000 or less last year, then you are eligible for this program. Please call, they don't take calls, they just go by the website. And you can visit www.yourlocaluw.org/VITA. That's all I have, Mayor.
HG?
I think tomorrow is actually Chief Bill's final day, is it not? You have a
Yeah, if you wanna
flyer
do it,
on
you're
that?
welcome
Okay.
to.
Congratulations to Bill. Mary Esther has more to come. Mine is dealing with the pickleball courts at the SOAC. They are now open. If you don't have paddles and balls, you may rent them at the SOAC, and they have them for sale also. I've got bad ankles, so I haven't tried this game yet, but a lot of people talk about how great it is, and I'm sure it's a lot of fun. Somebody was asking me the other day, I bet your daddy would have really liked that game. You know, Daddy was a big tennis player, so I think he probably would
Be a
have.
spectator.
Huh?
You can be a spectator.
Well, you can go with me then. I just don't see that happening, no.
Dave, is that where the blue paint came
From for your office.
I try to be frugal, so
It's almost the same color right in the middle there.
Has anybody got a Love Where You Live flyer?
I'm
Love
sure
Where You
that
Live,
yours-
y'all keep,
It's yours by acclamation.
oh, is that right? Well, I should get a flyer on it then, I think.
We do it
Okay.
at workshop.
Okay,
But we could do it at council too.
okay,
Well, we do it at council, excuse me.
gotcha.
Um,
I haven't forgot to, I'm not finished yet.
Oh, you weren't finished. You leaned back like you were done.
No. First we gotta talk
Okay.
about Love Where You Live.
Okay,
You
okay.
know?
He
Don't
leans
litter.
back all the time.
All the time.
Just hang on to your trash and then go put it in the next container that you find.
yeah,
Don't throw it on the
I
streets.
ran into Mr. Proctor again this week, and he's just out constantly picking up.
He's a good fellow,
Yeah.
Mr. Proctor is.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. If we had one on every street, we'd be in good shape, wouldn't we?
Right.
Also, continue to shop local. I think that we've been doing a pretty fair job, Mr. Rex, is that correct? And, that's actually the life's blood of our town. Most of our money comes in through shopping local through our taxes. I have one other, Raquel. Be kind. Thank you, Mary Esther.
You're welcome. Jerry?
Okay, I think I have a slide. It was Tuesday, and the entire council, along with Todd and Rex and Dave, and then Heather behind the camera, went to Smyrna High School for their ribbon cutting of their new addition. This building was a 38.5 $1.42 million expansion. And Smyrna High School is the second largest high school in the county. And then with this addition, the 95,000 square foot facility, Smyrna can now accommodate 2,500 students. I tell you, this was really a showplace. The county did a great job on this building, and it's just something for the high school and Smyrna also to be proud of. So that was a fun time. Kind of going along the lines of, I'm sorry.
Also came in under budget and under time for construction. I thought that was great, too.
Yeah.
I don't think it was
We did.
supposed to be done until August, the next school year, and it was done. He said 6, 7, or 8 months. He said all 3, but somewhere in there, we were done early.
And he bragged on working with Smyrna as a town and the staff here because it went so smoothly. They're still working in Murfreesboro, but
This may be a stupid question. Does anybody know what the 25 signified? What year? Oh, 2025, okay.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out, I was like, it's been there 35 years because I graduated from the first class, so I didn't know what 25 was.
we needed help for that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
I didn't even see the 2.5 up there.
We're barely in it.
Yeah, okay.
Can I go back now?
Yes,
You want to start over?
floor is all yours.
Reload the slide.
Along those lines, tomorrow night, Smyrna High School plays Laverne, and in basketball. So if you get a chance, please come out. At the halftime of the boys and the girls game, there's going to be a free throw shooting contest. In the boys' game, it's going to be John Wilder against O.J. Smith, 2 players that played years ago. And then when it goes to the girls' game, my wife Patty is going to be shooting against Phyllis Hall. And I've been out with her practicing, and her and Phyllis have been talking, and I think they're going to step in front of the foul line because they both were talking about how shoulders wasn't working like they used to be, so they said they're going to have to get a little bit closer. So I don't know if they've kind of decided how close it's going to be, but we are looking forward to it, and if you get a chance, come out. So that's all I got.
I also have a slide. This week, we were able to attend ribbon cutting for our latest hotel in the town of Smyrna, extended stay, located directly across from Nissan on, what is that, Sergeant Asbury Hawn Way. They're excited to be here. I got to talk to them. I actually received an email from the general manager today thanking us for coming and talking about the excitement. Its location is a little unique. I think this is the first hotel we kind of have in this part of town. Everybody else is kind of centralized out by the interstate. So I think this will be a nice ad for Nissan, for sure, as well as other businesses on this, kind of on this area. You won't have to go out to the interstate to get to a hotel. So it's a very nice facility. It looks really good inside, and welcome them to Smyrna. They're talking about additional options that they want to look at in the area in Rutherford County, so we may see more from them. Also, I know it seems early, but Smyrna Adult Softball has started signups for this season. We already have 18 teams signed up, so looks like we're going to fill up again like we normally do. Monday, Thursday, and Friday will be co-ed or men's softball, and Wednesday we're offering a kickball league this year. We already have quite a few teams that are not in my 18 count. That was softball. We have another 15 or 16 teams that are going to sign up for softball. For kickball. We try to do something a little different. We've actually kicked around the idea of changing our name to Smyrna Adult Sports League instead of just softball, because we're starting to do other things. So,
And is there an age limit on the kickball?
pretty much 16 and up, it's adults. Anybody under 18 will have to have a waiver from their parents because they're playing with adults. But since it is adults, we don't want to pull kids from our youth leagues, so we don't go below 16. Smyrna Adult Softball.org if you're interested in signing up.
And they'll play one night a week on Wednesday?
Kickball will be Wednesday night. We're still deciding whether it's going to be one game or double headers. We're not sure. It depends on how the teams sign up. But softball, you play double headers every night, so 6:30, 7:30, or 8:30, 9:30. But
We should get a team.
yeah, We got a co-ed opening on Monday night. We can
All
do
of
it.
us on the
Yeah.
team.
If Marister plays
HGA.
softball like she does golf, I'm out.
He can coach. He can coach with his bad
No,
ankles.
we're talking about
Think be a
kickball.
Oh,
spectator.
kickball?
Kickball.
I'll probably fall trying to kick it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then she can be the coach with his bad ankles.
That's right.
The,
Thought.
the last item that I have, it doesn't really fit now, but sorry to report that we had a friend of the family, Nancy Hill, passed away this week. She had been in hospice only about a week, so just kind of had lived and taken care of herself up to about a week ago and moved into hospice and has already passed. Her son, Mark, and I graduated high school together, and her son-in-law, her daughter, and I went to MTSU together. So known the family for a long time, and just wish them the best in going forward. Sometimes these things are as much of a relief as they are a burden, because she had not been doing great in her last few years. So that's it.
Mark?
I have a couple slides that I think are going to pop up. So I had the opportunity to go by Joshua Title, which is located really almost over there where Raquel's law office is, a couple doors down in Hamilton Square. And they are new to the area as far as title goes in Smyrna. So they're a bunch of good people. I know a lot of them, and we had a good time celebrating their ribbon cutting. And the next one was today. Actually, that's fast, Heather, because that took place this morning. And Advanced Auto Parts, they're located out there on Amelville Road across from Legends Steakhouse. That's a new building. And it's a beautiful store inside. If you get a chance to go shop for your auto parts or your air fresheners or whatever it is you need, it's an excellent store and a good staff. They needed all that. Could sure use the business starting up. Real quick, Tom Neff, I know Raquel knows Tom, and Tom and I and Gene Bolin are mainstay citizens in our town, have been for a long, long time. And Tom passed away this week, and so we want to wish that family our condolences and prayers. Tom and I worked together for a lot of years in the real estate business, and he was not only a good man, but he was a fun guy too. He always told jokes and made you laugh. So condolences to Tom Neff's family. Chief is retiring, and so tomorrow we're going to celebrate that. And if he's watching tonight, Chief, I want to tell you how much we appreciate you, and we look forward to celebrating that with you tomorrow. Last but not least, we often talk about our staff and we try to give them kudos and credit, but tonight I want to give a little bit to Dave and Jeff, because they do so much that you guys don't see. Dave came here in October and has been drinking from the fire hose pretty much, because there's a lot to do here. And seamless, it's been seamless. And Dave, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate it. And your communication with us when things need to be communicated with us on events around town, things taking place and so forth. So you've done a wonderful job. Jeff's been sick, and Jeff's back today. He's looking a little red in the face, but he's feeling a little bit better. So Jeff, you and your team back there too, I want to say thank you to the legal department for all that you guys do in keeping us watched over and keeping us informed too. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you.
Great, thanks. I recently had the pleasure to speak at Leadership Middle Tennessee at SRM, and we enjoyed having them from all over the Middle Tennessee region. So thanks for having us out to talk a little bit about our community. If you've not had a chance, check out Business View Magazine's article featuring the town of Smyrna. It highlights our community and the events that we have and our growth in the town. Congratulations to Stewart's Creek High School Band on their performance at the presidential inauguration. I will tell you, there was a lot of scrambling there at the end to get them back on the playlist, but that happened and they represented well. I think all of us were really proud. I had people from all over the country that were sending text. I'm sure the rest of you did as well, talking about the band and their representation of the town. A few people have talked about it. Tomorrow, Chief Bill's retirement celebration will be from 2 to 4 at the Event Center. The program will actually start at 3:15. We encourage you to come out. There's been a committee that's worked really hard to make tomorrow special, and we hope that you will come out to celebrate Chief Bill's 35 years. Anything else? Okay, if there's nothing else, we're adjourned.